Today, I'm answering one of your questions. Are these USBs really that good? Let's have a look. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Today, I thought I would answer one of your questions, which is, are these USBs any good? Do they work? Do they print off nicely? Or actually, are they just not the best? So I wanted to show you these ones. Now, I am really only just starting out on the digital side of things. I have just these two. These are the USBs that you can pick up. You can also pick up like DVD-ROMs, the discs that you can use. I have a couple of those that I've got from craft clearances, but I can't actually use them because I don't have a device to run them on. The only thing that I have is a MacBook. It doesn't have the disk drive. I can use the USBs, but I can't use those. One thing to be aware of is that for a lot of these USBs, discs and things, a lot of them either don't run on the MacBooks or they look different on a Mac. For these two, they do work on my MacBook. I've printed stuff off and I really like them, but they do look different to if you was to use these on a computer. The main difference being is that it says that the menu doesn't work, so I can still access all of the products. They're just accessed through a folder. I haven't actually seen what one of these looks like on an actual computer or a laptop. But it does say that there's like a proper menu system that isn't compatible on the Mac. So I'm going to show you what they look like to me. You purchasing them, they may look slightly different. That's purely if you have a laptop or computer. Another thing that I have to be careful of is that these are a USB and my MacBook doesn't have a USB port. It has one of the, is it the C drives? So I use an adapter. I have to use an adapter for pretty much everything on my MacBook. But I picked up this. It's a set of two. I've got one always connected to my label printer, and then I keep another one in this little box in my laptop bag along with my USB drives. So I have two. I picked these up. They're both from Creative Crafting World. One of them is the Paper Tree and one of them is the Paper Boutique. These usually are around, I think it's £30, but they do quite often have them in the sale. And I've picked up both of these in the sale. I paid, I think it was £10 for one and I think £15 for the other. I've got a Christmas one and then I have this everyday one. We're going to take a look at this everyday one because I don't need any more Christmas crafting items. So with these in particular, what you'll find is that they have the complete sets on here. So the Paper Boutique Perfect Partners, this is their volume 2. This has 8 sets on here. Some of them we've seen the actual pre-printed products because I've got them already. Some of these are new to me. So this has 8 Perfect Partners complete collections. We've got the Autumn Mist, Fancy Flutters, Honey Meadow, Jungle Fever, Moon Meadow, Ocean Blossoms, Sassy Sunflowers and Summer Moments. Included on here, you're going to get sheets that have toppers, decorative papers, inserts, solid coloured papers, sentiments, combination decorative papers, essential decorative papers as well. They are pretty much loaded with lots of different things. When you open it up, you're going to have your USB drive. I'm keeping them in the boxes just for my own peace of mind. However, it does tell you on the USB drive which volume it is. I'm keeping them, you can take them off. You have the loop here. You can put them together on like a key ring or something. But obviously on here, it doesn't tell you what's on this particular USB drive, whereas keeping them in the box, I know what I'm after. So if I'm after a specific set, I can get them. I'm going to pop this in here. In terms of the other equipment, So I have a printer. I have the HP Envy. It's the 6420E. It's a coloured printer. Also has like a scanner and things. I don't really use that. I am on the HP ink subscription where I get so many pages per month it can roll over. They send me an ink as soon as it starts to run out. I like it. It means I never run out of ink. It's perfect. I'm also using some cardstock. It's some card that I picked up from Amazon. I think it's about a 250 GSM, which I think is thick enough for creating toppers and things with. You can obviously go for thinner cardstock if you want, or thicker if your printer can take it. I find that with the one that I get from Amazon, it runs through my printer really nicely. And that's really all you need. My printer is Bluetooth one, so I don't need to connect my laptop to it, which I also find really handy. So I'm going to pop my USB drive in here. I'm going to flick my laptop like that so that you can see roughly what's going on. Try and pop you into here. And you'll see that mine has popped up in this top hand corner. So I'm going to click on this. Now this is where I think it's going to look different if you're using a laptop. So please be aware when you buy these, if you're using a laptop, you should get a really nice fancy menu. I'm guessing that in there you can click on the collection and work your way through it. For me, I can't. So I'm going to come to the autoplay folder and open this up. And then there is a documents folder. We also have like an images folder as well. So it kind of shows you. And again, I think this is where you would get the menu that I just don't get. But if we come into documents, I'm going to make that bigger for you. So it starts off with a like a letter from Creative Crafting World. We've also got some copyright information here, what we can do or not do with these sets. As a general rule with most of these, you can print off the designs and sell them as made items, but you can't actually print these off and just sell the sheets. So like for me, I'm going to use these to make a card. That's absolutely fine. I can do that. I can't print off these sheets and just sell them outright. So definitely make sure that you check this out. And then it goes straight into the papers and the designs that you've got. So they are in their collections. It works through in the same order that I've said that they are. You find that you get like your papers. Lots of stunning papers here. All different patterns and designs. And these, I believe, should be the same ones that you're going to get if you buy the pre-printed kits. Scroll across. So these are all for the Autumn Mist, all in different colour variations that are going to match it perfectly. These ones are your inserts. So if I was printing these, I would actually print these off onto paper because cardstock would be just far too thick. So you've got those. Then you've got your decorative papers. So again, you can print those off onto cardstock. Or if you want something thinner, you can absolutely print them onto paper as well. It's entirely your choice. We've then got the sentiments. Again, the same sets of sentiments, but in lots of different colourways. You've got the two sets as you would with your kits. So for anybody who's had the kits before, you'll know you get 2 sentiment sheets. We've then got the solid colours that you can print off. And then we have the toppers. So again, you're going to get everything that you would get in a kit. You've got the ribbon strips. You've got the additional set of toppers as well. And then we're going to move on to the next kit. I think this is the most, not necessarily frustrating, but I kind of have to scroll through all of them to get through to like the later kits. But I think they're really good because you can just continuously print this off. You find that you get a kit that you're going to use all the time. You can just print this off as many times as you want and make as many cards. This would also be quite good if you're looking at like donating things. because you can just print off whatever you need. I am going to print this off. I do apologise in advance if my printer is a little bit noisy. I've already loaded it up with some cardstock. I'm just going to print it as is without changing any of my printer settings so that we can see what this looks like. So that is now printing. It'll take a minute, so let's have a look and continue going through these. So you've got these gorgeous papers, look, so with background to that papers. This is in the Fancy Flutters kit. So I must admit, I don't have the Fancy Flutters. I apologise, my printer is right next to me and I have nowhere else to put it. So I'm going to try and talk over it and hope it doesn't annoy you too much while we just have a quick flick through. So you've got those, then you've got these gorgeous inserts if you're an insert person. And again, this is one of the things I really like about this, is you only print off the elements that you want. So sometimes when I've picked up kits and things, I've ended up with elements that I didn't want, didn't need. But with this, you're going to just print off what you want. So let me pop this down and let's have a look at this. So I haven't changed any of my printer settings. I've literally just printed off as is. And look at that. I don't think that there's necessarily a huge difference in the quality there. I haven't upped my quality to be like any better. I know with printers you can increase your quality. I'm not using a particularly fancy printer or any fancy paper. Let me just grab, I actually have the Autumn Mist kit on my shelf behind me. So give me just a second and I'm going to grab the original kit. I am still here, it's just behind me on my shelf. I just need to work out where it is. That's not it, nope. Nope, not that one. I am here. It's just I've got a really big pile of these kits to look through to find that particular kit. Oh dear me. I know I have that one. Here we go. So, this is the actual Autumn Mist kit. As the actual kit, so I've recently bought this in their £1 sale that they had. So let me see if I can find that exact sheet. So when you buy the kit, things like the sentiments are like this, but as you saw on the USB cable, on the USB stick, what you can actually do is, if you prefer these green ones or these orange ones, then you can just print off an entire sheet in those colours. I actually don't know if this one has those, because this is the embellishment kit. Okay, that's okay, because I know I've seen these ones on this USB instead. So because you get the entire kit, what you actually get is you get like the embellishment kit, you get the topper kit, you get the solid paper kit all on one. So let me bring my laptop back through for you. And let's find the sheet that has those ones on so that we can do a direct match, because I think it's going to be easier to find that and print it than it is to go and try and find if I have the matching sheet for that one. That's the one, isn't it? So I'm going to print it. Again, I'm not printing in any fancy like format. I'm not updating my printer settings or anything. It's just printing standard. I can change my settings, but let's see what the comparison is between my printed version and their printed version. And bearing in mind that they will be using like professional printers, they will have gone through and tested like the papers and the cardstocks and things that they use. I am just using what I have available to me. There we go. So let me pop my laptop back down and let's do a comparison. So this is the in the book version. So this is what you're going to get if you buy them. This is the printed version. The colours are slightly different, but again, that could be down to my printer settings as opposed to the actual thing. Let's just trim off some of this excess white cardstock. There we go. So the colours are slightly different. I don't see any major differences, if I'm perfectly honest. I certainly wouldn't be disappointed. I mean, what do you guys think? Let me lift this up a little bit. Oh, maybe not that close, but that is. So the colours on my printer are probably more vibrant. These are slightly muted. But the actual quality of the print, I think, is fairly good. I mean, your printer may print differently, so please do think about how yours is printing off. Maybe do some test runs. You can certainly get like digital downloads as well if you wanted to go down the digital download route first to see how your printer prints before you make that commitment. As I say, some of these are about £30. You can get them up in the sale, but they're not always on sale. I'm not disappointed. Let me see if I can maybe change my printer settings. Okay, I'm back, guys. For you it would be like a second, but I couldn't quite work out how to change my printer settings on a Mac. I think I've managed to change them, but to be fair, I don't think they look any different. As I say, I'm quite happy with this. I'm quite happy with the way my printer prints them. I'm happy with the cardstock that I use. I mean, obviously feel free to use different cardstock. What I can do actually is I've got some paper here. Let me pop in some paper. This is just some HP paper. I get the as well as the ink, I'm on the HP paper auto sender thing. I'm not making any sense there, but let's take a look at these inserts. We'll just print this one off. I'm just going to do this on normal paper to see how this looks. So that's printing off. So we're still using the autumn mist section on here. But I quite like it. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? And while this is printing off, I also just wanted to let you know that I have signed up to the Buy Me a Coffee. I know that sometimes when people are selling things, it might not be something that you're interested in, but you still want to support us. So I have set up a Buy Me a Coffee. The link will be in the description box. There's absolutely no pressure if you don't want to have a look or go on there or anything. It was purely so that if somebody wanted to support us in that way, then they can. I'm setting up a bit of a wish list of things I'd like to be able to purchase from any donations that are made on there. But let's have a look at this. So this is how the inserts come out. I need to have a play to work out how to change the sizing on this, because that wouldn't make much of a insert for me. But to be honest with you, I haven't done a huge amount of printing with my Mac and printer, so I think that's more of a learning curve for me. But again, I think that looks really nice. We've got some really beautiful detail on here. The colour is a lot more vibrant in printing than it is on my screen, but I'm happy with that. hopefully this has helped you to just take a closer look at these. Maybe it has made you want to go and buy them. I really like them. I'm going to be using them a lot more. You'll probably see more bits and pieces that I've printed off from here, to be honest, because I really need to stop buying. Really, really do. And there are lots and lots of beautiful kits. As I say, this is the Perfect Partners 2. This is the Paper Boutique one. We have some absolutely stunning images on here. Just flicking through very quickly. I mean, these are like your backing papers. So let's print one of those off. Let's have a look at what one of those looks like as well. Just so that you can really see what they're going to look like when you get them. As I say, please do take into consideration the printer that you're using, the paper that you're going to be using, how it prints off, because all of that can determine how good or how not good these are going to look for you. So these are like the sentiment sheets. So these are all going to get used anyway, so I'm quite happy printing some of these off. I just apologise for the noise. These are just being printed on paper. I mean, look at these. How beautiful are these? And to be honest with you, I did have a go the other day at printing some of these ones out. So these have all come off this specific USB. So I just wanted some different toppers. So we have that sheet. We have that one. Look at those stunning yellows and oranges. How beautiful do they look on a card? Then we have this one. These are all from the kits on here. Don't think I printed everything off. So I must admit, this one with the darker blue, my printer didn't seem to like it. Look, we have got some stripes, but I think that's probably more of a printer thing than anything. Look at those. So it is about playing and having a look. This is one of those sheets I've just shown you. There we go. Then obviously we've got the Autumn Mist ones that I've already printed off on the video. And then here we have, so here's the backing colour, one of the backgrounds. As I say, I need to work out how to print this A4 size instead. But you get the gist, you get to see what they look like. And then this is the sentiment sheet. So I really like that. Are they ever going to be as good a quality as pre-printed from them? Possibly, if you've got a really good printer and you've already had a play around with, you know, your settings. Maybe you found the perfect paper or cardstock. So yes, there is the possibility. Could it be that you buy one of these and you just realise that your printer is rubbish, or maybe the cardstock doesn't work? Of course. It's always a risk that you're going to take when you're doing your print your own stuff. What I would suggest doing is going and getting maybe a digital download from Etsy. There are some places that even do free digital downloads. Just try it. Don't go and spend £30 on something that you might not love. Try it first, see if it's something that you want to do, see if it's something you're happy doing, and if you like it, absolutely, I would highly recommend going and fetching this, because once you've bought the actual USB, the only things you're going to be paying for is your card and your ink, and there are affordable ways of getting that you could make it so that you literally have an unending supply, a never-ending supply of toppers, papers, inserts, sentiments and things like that. I hope this has helped to answer your question. If you do have any more, then please do let me know. I'm always happy to help you guys work through this sort of stuff. I'm in no way an absolute professional, but if there's something that I can help with, I'm more than happy to do so. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you haven't already, please do hit that like, the subscribe and the notification bell. And if you want to head over to the Buy Me a Coffee link, it is in the description box. No pressure at all, but it is there as an option. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your week. Bye for now.